I'm ready to go in my striped knit sweater to talk about all things Cape Cod and share with you everything that I wore on this trip, as well as some helpful tips and do's and don'ts in case you're planning to travel there. Cape Cod is such a beautiful place to visit, associated with old money aesthetic and of course the Kennedys, and there's just a lot of sporty glamour that is really relevant in 2024, kind of like that luxury sportswear that we're seeing everywhere. So it's a great opportunity to pull out very beautiful and classic looks that are also very functional. And I think overall it's inspirational because it's a great way to dress in a way that is comfortable, but also very chic, even when you're back home. I'm Ziba and my channel is all about classic style, and I've started this travel series because I travel so much that I thought it would be helpful to tell you what it is that I pack to different locations, as well as some little things that I come across and things that I would do differently once I get back from my trip in case you're looking to visit the place. And Cape Cod is one of those areas that I have a lot of experience with because my sister has lived there for the past couple of years, so I've gotten to visit maybe 5 or 6 times. And in this trip, we took the whole family, my husband, the kids, my mom, and so we got to visit her local town near Hyannis, but we also went to Martha's Vineyard, which was a whole other adventure. As always, we'll start with what I was wearing, which is right now my current travel uniform of the Spanx wide leg trousers, a t-shirt, a hoodie or a cardigan, and a trench coat. And I have all of these layers because you never really know what's going to happen once you're on the plane or once you're sitting in the cold airport. Like for example, the plane this time wasn't that cold, but the airport for a 4-hour delay was freezing. Luckily I had my trench coat and didn't have to buy like something else, because that's the worst when you are so cold that you're forced to buy something on the spot. And then I also wore my Gola sneakers, which is just a great thing to carry with you to the Cape in general. Just a chic, flat pair, vintage pair of sneakers that are comfortable, that will go with everything. And I really love metallic shoes because they tend to go with all sorts of different colors and outfits. For example, if you were to choose to wear more color, they'll go with the metallic shoes. If you choose to wear neutrals, it'll go. So this is just a pair of sneakers that I was able to wear with many different outfits. Once I got there, after being super delayed, taking a flight from Rochester to Boston, and then driving 2 hours in the rain to the Cape, it was time for dinner. And usually I like to freshen up and like change my outfit and look super cute for my first night when I'm somewhere new and, you know, get all dolled up. This time around, I didn't want to deal whatsoever. I literally went in my Spanx trousers, Sezane t-shirt, and my silver sneakers, and I called it a day. That's why I love these Spanx trousers, because they look more polished and put together than a pair of leggings or sweatpants. And I did have the option not to have to change it to something else. On the first day, the very first outfit that I wore was a blue striped button down. And stripes are very much a theme for a Cape Cod wardrobe. Lily Silk has a really great striped top that keeps you nice and cool and just goes with so many different things. For this particular outfit, I paired it with the Rome shorts by Sezane, which are a pair of shorts that I bring on almost every trip because they are so comfortable. And as somebody who does not ever look forward to wearing shorts, it's a pair that's not too revealing, it's not too short, and it doesn't like squeeze my leg in any weird place. If you hate shorts like me, check them out. They're really great. My first beach day, I wore a 2-piece swimsuit by Blanca that's in a beautiful periwinkle blue. Very, very comfortable. And then on top of that, I wore my trusty Amazon knit dress that I have right here. It's got a white trim that looks really elegant, and I like wearing these dresses to the beach because Cape Cod, you have to prepare for cooler weather. And so even though it might seem a little counterintuitive to wear kind of like a long maxi dress, there are these moments where you're just like, wow, I am a little cold right now and I want to put something on. So I brought this as well as a little cardigan, which is another packing must. But this dress is a great dress to take to the beach because you can beat it up a little bit, but it's not too expensive, but it still looks really elegant. And you can also easily dress it up in case you need to go somewhere, like for a nice lunch. You can feel like you're a little bit more dressed up than wearing like jean cutoff shorts or something like that. I also featured this dress in my Amazon classic style must-have, so check it out. Finished off this look with my Raffia bag by Loewe, which I've already gotten the ROI on. So if you're looking for a very gorgeous classic, more of an investment bag, this is a really nice one. I'll also pop up a couple of other ones on the screen that are better for budget, that give you the same vibe and effect. A couple of restaurant picks in Hyannis is number 1, Baxter's. The most unassuming place. It's really lively. They usually have live music. It's right by a little pier, so you see a ton of different boats. There's people out there welcoming you. It's really quite a vibe, and it's unassuming but the food is incredible. The fish fry, the lobster rolls, you really can't go wrong. Probably one of my favorite restaurants of the entire trip, so don't miss it. The second night we went to this place called the Black Cat, which also has really great food. Not quite as good as Baxter's, but almost, and the ambiance is a little bit more elegant and upscale, so it would be great for date night. And for that night, I wore my little Sezane mini skirt that had a ruffle, my platform heels by Inez that are super comfortable, and then a black turtleneck because it gets chilly at night. That black turtleneck was perfect for the evening. So sometimes you have these times during the day that get really, really hot, and then the temperatures will just drop. So you just have to be prepared for a variety of layers when you're visiting the Cape. Now it was time for Martha's Vineyard, so we took the ferry from Hyannis to Oak Bluff, which is a little bay area of Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is quite large, so there's other ports that you can land in. We took the speed ferry because we were traveling with my 2 little kids and then also my mother, so we just wanted to get there as quickly as possible. It was a short ride, went very fast, and we got to Oak Bluffs, and we considered staying at a couple places in Oak Bluff, but Oak Bluff is kind of happening. It's a little bit young. For us, we wanted just to be a little bit more removed from everything. So we ended up staying in Haven, which is about 15 minutes away at a beautiful hotel called The Mansion, which I can't recommend enough. It was spacious. It was beyond clean. The breakfast was a little bit lacking, which is included, but that's okay because it was literally surrounded by cafes, boutiques, restaurants. There was so much happening. And so even though we were away from the hubbub of Oak Bluff, you could still stroll out of there in the morning, grab coffee next door or, more substantial breakfast, go and shop for dresses and bathing suits. It was just a really great vacation. You don't have to hop in your car and go somewhere. I think there's 2 types of vacationers, and let me know if you agree, but I feel like there's people that like to be away, like in a house and have to drive everywhere. And I think there's other people that like to be somewhere where they can just kind of stroll, walk out of their hotel, not get into a vehicle, and be able to have access to, shopping and retail. I'm more of the latter. It was really nice to just be around everything and not have to get into a car every single day, especially because we were only there for a couple of days. And right from the Mansion Hotel, there was a little beach that we could walk to. There was a lot of locals there too. And they taught my kids how to do some crab farming, which was really fun. So that day for the beach, I just wore a very easy maxi dress that was really gauzy that I got at one of the local boutiques that I also got one for my sister. And then for dinner, I wore navy trousers with gold buttons, which I think are very marine and relevant for Cape Cod. A striped tank, very similar to this one, but it was a little bit more form-fitting. And then my flag sweater, which has been everywhere this summer. It was 4th of July, so we had a little bit more action planned for that day. We went back to Oak Bluff, which is a more touristy happening area of Martha's Vineyard that we had landed in previously. And we did a couple of hours of jet skiing, which if you can muster the courage, I would recommend. It was so fun. I went reluctantly, kind of kicking and screaming because I have 2 little boys. I'm like the most girly girl in the world. And of course I have the 2 boys. Next day I was like, let's do it again. So then after that, we went back to the mansion. We got ready to go to Edgarstown, which has supposedly the best fireworks on the Cape. It's such a gorgeous town that has incredible shopping. I saw some beautiful items there and clothes and pieces that I haven't seen anywhere else. So if you want to get your shopping on, go to Edgarstown. It is so good. It was very difficult, but we were able to snag a table at the Atlantic Seafood House. I don't even know why. I think there was like celebrities everywhere, but I was trying not to stare at them. One of the things that I did buy at Martha's Vineyard was a beautiful dress by Spell. It reminds me of like Free People meets Love Shack Fancy. Quality is beautiful and you don't see a ton of pieces around. So I did treat myself to a gorgeous floral dress. I almost bought a crochet dress, but it was not my size, so I didn't get it. That was my Martha's Vineyard shopping. I didn't go too crazy. And so now for your Cape Cod packing list, the first thing I would focus on are your accessories. You don't have to go crazy, but maybe a couple of key pieces, whether that is a gold watch or some pearl earrings, a strand of pearl or some chunky gold bracelets. I think it makes a big difference, especially when it's a beach environment and everything is very classic and subtle. I have about 13 items that I recommend that you take, which I'll pop up on the screen. It is a Raffia bag. So Raffia is very trendy for 2024. A striped top like this one or a tank top. A navy blazer, just very classic, kind of like Kennedy style. That's what I'm calling an America sweater. I've been seeing a lot of these flag sweaters everywhere. Mine is by Ralph Lauren. Little hack that I have for getting this sweater at a slightly lower price other than a Ralph Lauren price is I actually got a boy size. So Ralph Lauren sizes have like little toddler boy sizes, and they have, you know, older boy, like maybe from like 8 to size 16. So I got, I believe, a large in this sweater. It fits perfectly. Then to go with my America sweater are some navy trousers. These are by Lily Silk, and I have a 20% discount code in case you're interested. They have the gold buttons, so they're very marine inspired. Another striped top that you need is a striped button down. Lily Silk has a phenomenal striped button down that is such a classic. Of course, as we already talked about, the sneakers, I love them in silver, and the vintage retro sneakers are very trendy right now. And these are very classic as well, which felt good to wear at the Cape because nobody is really doing a lot of trends there. Another thing that you want to bring are your favorite dresses. It's the perfect time to just feel very romantic. There's just beautiful blue flowers everywhere. I think it's the perfect time to wear the pretty feminine floral dresses or a striped shirt dress or whatever kind of dresses that you prefer to wear. It was the 4th of July weekend, and it was a little bit of a last minute trip. So we were booked out of the David Kelly house that we wanted to stay at. It's a bed and breakfast that's top rated. My sister had recommended. It didn't have availability for all the days that we wanted to go. So we ended up staying at the Ocean View little bed and breakfast. Very budget, very economical. And actually it was perfect for our needs because it was right in front of the ocean and the kids could just go there most of the day and play and just have it be super chill and relaxing. It also had amazing little food shacks kind of all along the beach that were literally next door. So it was a very local type of vibe. This place is very magical, but very difficult to get to. And so you just have to kind of prepare yourself. For example, we got delayed so badly even before we even got on the flight to Boston. And then once you land in Boston, you also have to figure out how to get to the Cape, which can vary anywhere from an hour and a half to 3, depending on traffic. And the other thing that you want to consider is, are you close enough to drive the whole way, or do you want to fly into Boston and then rent a car, drive to the Cape, or alternatively take a shuttle and get there without having to worry about traffic? But the one thing that I would recommend is that you rent a car. It is a driving kind of place. You want to be able to do day trips and you want to be able to explore. And alternatively, you can fly into Hyannis, which is right in the middle of the Cape. But usually you have to get there from a major airport. Where I'm coming from, Rochester, New York, which is a small market, I would still have to go to New York, then from New York to Hyannis. I have to do some trade-offs, like what is more important to you? Having one leg, driving all the way. In any case, it's just not that easy to get there. But once you're there, it is unlike any other place and very, very relaxing. And this is the first time in a while that I really disconnected. So even though it is challenging to get to, I recommend that you make a visit. I'll put the places we stayed in 8 down below in the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm always on there. You can always put your questions down here below. And if you had fun with me today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you really soon.